How's everybody doing out there? Finally got a full tank of gas. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Just filled it up. Just went ahead and filled it up for the week. And real happy about that. It won't blow out through the vents in the dash. Apologize if the video's a little shaky. We just got a bunch of rain earlier. And I'm really happy too because I got my Ford back down there in storage. So I'm really happy about that. It makes it nice. Because I had it stored at my buddy's house, but I didn't feel comfortable about that because that was his land, and I felt a little uncomfortable about storing stuff on his land. I mean, he said it was alright, but I put it back in storage because it makes me feel a little more comfortable. That way I ain't got to worry about it. And it's not on nobody's land but the storage guys. I'm happy about that though. Finally got me a full tank of gas. Well, I'm ready to go. I know the video is kind of dark. I apologize for that. I should have did this a little bit earlier, but that's alright. I worked on my wiper blades a little bit. I got them quieting it down. They're still making a little noise, but they ain't as bad as what they were. They're making a bunch of noise. So there's still a little noise and screeching. I took in what it was is these wiper arms. There's some deer right there. I don't think y'all can see that, but deer in that yard over there. But anyway, what happened is my wiper arms, they were on my blue truck. If you all look back in my videos there, it's a 78 GMC, it's blue. Well, that truck ended up getting wrecked, sadly. And I pulled a bunch of parts off of it, and one thing I pulled off of it was these wiper arms. You can't really see, it's hard to see them, and they were all bent up, and I straightened them out as best as I could and put them on this truck because the other set that were on here they weren't even the right ones. They're too long and not even the correct ones. So I put these on here that were kind of close to what came on this truck originally and straightened them up because they were all bent out of shape. Put y'all down for a second so I can turn around. And then I straightened them out as best as I could, and evidently I don't think I got them perfect, but they were making horrible screeching sound. So I straightened them out a little bit better now, and now quieting them down a little bit. So hopefully that'll kind of fix it. I'm trying to get rid of some of these noises. And I'm going to put some mufflers on this truck here soon too, I know. I'd like to get a good set of mufflers on this thing. That way it'll quieten it down even more. Sorry that headlight is in the way. Go over here a little bit. driving around the old C10. I think I figured out what was up with that F-150, the 89. I noticed if they pulled a bunch of them vacuum lines off and then took and put a cap on them just temporarily to whatever source the vacuum was powering, that motor started to run a lot smoother. It smoothed it out a lot. I took a bunch of vacuum caps and pulled some of the vacuum lines off of it. They were going to the small stuff and capped them off, and it smoothed it up a good bit. And then when you plug them back up, it started running rough again. So I think a lot of that issue where it's idling so rough is a lot of that small stuff that's messing with that truck. I actually don't think it's some sensors now. I think it's vacuum lines is a lot of the issue. Because the idle it idles funny, but if you cap everything off except for the power brake booster and a couple other things, and just kept off all the small stuff, it smooths it out. That's what I'm thinking. I'll take y'all for a ride here in a second in that truck. Let me get turned around here. As far as the video's kind of dark, I hope y'all can hear me. Trying to turn around here. Hey, one thing, that heat works good in this truck. I just got to get it to blow out the vents like it's supposed to. Now, I think I'm going to get a piece of sheet metal and put it on that heater box and cut 2 holes in it. And get these hoses for this defrost where it's got the 2 vents in the top of the dash for the defrost for the windshield. I'm going to order those and cut them 2 holes for that piece of sheet metal, and I think I'll have it fixed so at least my defrost will work. I'm going to fix that just temporarily so I can find a regular heater box. And that's the only trouble with this truck is it's got all that AC stuff on it, and somebody took it off years and years ago. It's never had AC since I bought it. They took the compressor and all that good stuff off. But anyway, that's why I don't like an AC truck, because it's got all that extra stuff, and once it goes bad and it don't work no more, then you're stuck with all that extra ductwork. And if this was just a regular old heater box truck, that would be a lot nicer. I'm going to take y'all for a ride in the old F-150 here in my 89. Need to go for a ride in the Chevelle. If it wasn't so dark, I would do that, but we'll have to do that. Get a little more daylight. Let me show y'all what we're talking about where it's idle a little rough. Just want to make sure. What happens sometimes is when you park this truck and it's not quite level and it's leaning a little bit like that, the gas, if you fill it up too much, the gas will run out. But we're good. That's what I was checking for. That's why you got to take and sometimes I got to flip this truck around so that the high end, so this gas tank is on the high end. That way it's facing the uphill, not the downhill. Let's try putting another gas cap on it. But what happens is where the sitting unit is behind the seat, it starts leaking back in there a little bit. So then I put that cap on there because it's an old cap and it don't quite seal up as good. It doesn't pressurize the tank and make it run out behind the seat at the sitting unit. It don't run out like bad, but it's enough where you can smell gas and everything, and I don't like it. That's the only thing I don't like about that C10. I wish the tank was behind the rear end, like on something newer. All right, here we are in our F-150 here. It's gonna fall, I think. Hopefully not. I don't think I've ever taken y'all for a ride in this. See any Ford keys on here and anything. Y'all can see that. See, this one goes to the 78. And we got the other two for this. And since I've had it, I've put 300. Well, y'all can't really see it. Y'all can see it. Since I've had this truck, I've put 341 miles on it. Don't take long, since August 31st. 341 miles. Today's September, I think 23rd. So don't take long. It don't take long. And I finally got my radio working now. I think I already talked about that in the other video, but I finally got it working now. Better turn it down. Careful about that. But I got it all working, and it's pretty good. So now I got it where I can pick all the stations up like you used to, and all it is, I unhook the battery, let it sit overnight, hook it back up, and it reset that radio. So now it's working. Before you couldn't pick up the 2-3 channels, and now it's picking them all up. So that's good. I like the wiper blades on this truck because they're quiet. That's one of my pet peeves there is squeaking wipers. It's on your nerves a little bit. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get for a ride a little bit. See how that don't quite idle right? So I gotta keep tapping the gas real light to keep it running. And if this phone falls over, I apologize. Like there is wanting to cut off. Just kind of bear with me for a second, y'all. I'll fix y'all in just a second. All right. There we go. Over here. Hopefully y'all can kind of see me a little bit. We'll make a better video here in the daylight. I'm sorry it's kind of late in the evening. One thing I love about this truck is we got defrost too, so you can go over here, defrost, and turn it on, and it works through a dash there, so that's good. Back up the third here. But you can just tell it's got a hesitation. This truck's a lot quieter too. Yeah, this truck's a whole lot quieter than the other one. The other one's too loud, I think. Much too loud. I gotta get some mufflers put on the other truck. I love having power steering. Oh my lord, that makes it so much nicer. Sorry, y'all. Hang on a minute. Chevelle used to sit on this road. I mean, this truck, it doesn't run bad, but a lot of that smog stuff's messing with it. I don't know whatever that piece is that's near that intake, because it's got a vacuum line plugged up on it, and then if you take one of them vacuum caps and cap it off like on the intake where it plugs in, it smooths it out. But if you plug that small vacuum line back in, that's when it starts idling funny. So I'm just wondering if whatever that piece on that intake is got a vacuum leak somewhere, and that whether it's got a rubber diaphragm or whatever's in it is making it idle funny. I don't actually think it is the sensors on this thing. Oh, the nice thing about this truck too, as a side note, it's only got 118,000 on it. So when I went to put it my name and all, and I thought for sure it had 218,000 on it, but no, it said actual. So it's only actually got 118,000 miles, so that makes it nice. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I know this ain't the best video, but I've been wanting to make a video for a while. We gotta get back on that transmission and get that done. There's a lot of stuff I need to get done. I figure I'd just make this video here. Just kind of show y'all what it's doing. When you go to shift, this is what it's doing. It's like it revs up. Now I'm not even really touching the gas. I'll go for third. Right now watch. Now when I go from third back to fourth, it wants to rev over for some reason. That breeze is washed out. Bad part is I have no idea how much gas is in this one. I really don't know. I did a little bit there, but I didn't. But I think it's the whole problem. This whole truck, I actually don't think the sensors is messing with it now. I actually think it's vacuum lines. Vacuum lines and some of the small vacuum sources is messing with it. So unplug the line that goes to the heater box that opens up the defrost door and all that stuff. And just plugged it off temporarily. I got one of the vacuum kit cap things where you can get all different sizes of vacuum caps. This is all different kind of assortments. But took one of them, capped it off, no change in idle. Plugged it back up, no change in idle. It's just the smog stuff. So I wish it was the way to delete all that smog on this thing. But I'm just wondering if that'll keep it from passing inspection. Because in Virginia you have to have a state inspection, and in some counties you got to have smog test now in my county. You don't, thank goodness. They just cut off right there, and it keeps cutting off on me. Yeah, it wants to cut off on you. Hang on, let me sit y'all up there just for a second. Turn. It's wanting to cut off right there. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just the vacuum lines. That would be good. That would be good. Sit y'all down just for a second. Sorry to have to keep sitting y'all down. I gotta do something. Okay, I'll just put y'all back up so y'all can see. Yeah, okay. Fix this thing. Hey, anybody watching out there? Bear with me. I'm trying to park my truck here. I can get in here. Kind of a tight fit. Don't want to hit my other truck. There we go. All right, I'm sorry it's dark, y'all. That's kind of not a very good quality, so I apologize for that. Hey, how you doing, Bucks? Which y'all doing good? I've been messing with my '89 F-150 here, and I'm hoping I just got a bunch of vacuum leaks because I don't think the sensors. So I got a bunch of vacuum cat kit you can get. You know, you can go to the parts place and you can buy that different assortment of vacuum caps. They're like different sizes and all that. Anyway, I bought that kit and then I pulled some of the vacuum lines off the intake on this thing and capped them off and then had it run just to see if it changed the idle and unplugged some of the vacuum sources. And the one for that small piece, I'll show y'all just a second. If I cap that off, where it'll run, it'll smooth out. But if you plug it back in like it's supposed to be, it wants to idle rough. It smooths it out when you cap it off for some reason. So I'm just wondering if that vacuum small piece has got a diaphragm in it, it's got a hole in it or what. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. Just bear with me. I know the video's dark. I apologize for that. I've been wanting to make a video. Need a flashlight. Nope, won't do it. I wish the video wasn't so dark. Ain't got a flashlight. Yeah, well, but it's that piece I'm talking about. Is you got the smog hoses that run from the smog pump down at the bottom, and they go up, and then it's right on top of the intake where they all tie in. It's that piece right there. And if I unhook that vacuum line and just cap it off, it smooths it out. But if you plug it back up, the idle's rough. So I don't think the map sensor or the idle air control sensor or any of that stuff is actually bad. I think it's just vacuum lines. That's what I'm hoping. Sorry, I talk too much. I know I do sometimes. Apologize for that. Just finally took and filled this truck up, my C10 here. Yeah, I'd like to take all that smog stuff off that truck over there. Because it makes it run funny. And all them tubes down that go on the cylinder head, that's got the 306 cylinder. Every one of them is probably full of carbon, and it makes it run like crap. I wish it had white truck had a 302. I'd pull it out and put in that 78. 72 Ford is complex enough for me. 77 has way more stuff on it. Oh, does it? I wish the video wasn't so dark. Let's fill my truck up. I tell you, gas is going up anymore. Man, I just filled this truck up. Man, it's hard to see it. This video, it's so dark. Practically have to take a small loan out to go fill my truck up anymore. Let alone having two of them. The white truck's dual tanks, the 78's dual tanks. This truck's just old school behind the back seat there. I'm gonna have to take a small loan out to fill everything up. Just about. I'm sorry for what happened last time. I was live on here, and then it cut off. I was filming my Chevelle where I ain't started a while, and I was live, and the landlord caught me and kind of. I was trying. She was wanting me to do a bunch of stuff for her, so I had to get off last time, and I apologize for that. That's why I wish I had my own land. Yeah, the 77 does have a lot more stuff. I think the late 70s is when they started getting really bad with smog, where they started really putting all that smog stuff on them, the cats and all that stuff. The late 70s. Trying to kind of getting the best light I can. With all the smog stuff, like all that small pump and tubes and all that. No, it'll run a whole lot better because this motor that's in this C10. Now, of course, this is a Chevrolet, but this motor that's in here, I mean, it's old 305. I wish it was a 350, but that don't matter. But I bought this 305. Of course, it's dark. Can't have to see it. But anyway, I got that 305 for $200, and that is a 86 305 or 85. I mean, apologize for that. It's 85 305, and it had all that smog stuff. I mean, everything. It had all them tubes and vacuum lines and the pump and all that stuff. And I took all that stuff off and put a nice aluminum intake on it, and put a good Edelbrock carburetor on it. Oh man, it run like a whole different motor then. Get rid of all that stuff, it'll run a whole lot better. Because then you got all them extra vacuum lines and all that, and it makes it run so much better. Because that's a newer motor that I put in this for now, just so I can get around. And believe me, I want to put that big block I have in it eventually. That's my plan. That and the Turbo 350 that I got other videos on where I'm rebuilding. I want to put that section. Mine has hang on a second, buddy. Mine has the return line to the fuel tank. Still haven't figured that out. Now I was reading on that. I think you got to have that though. But I'll have to be. I'm not for sure. I don't want to tell you something wrong. But I know all the small stuff as far as on the matter, like the small pump and all them vacuum lines going to that, and them hoses. You can take all that off. And as far as the fan belt goes, you just get a little shorter belt. I just get a piece of rope and put it all around the pulleys, the alternator, power steering, and all that. It depends on how many belts you got, but this one's only got one, and just do that with the rope, and then take tape measure and measure it, and they'll give you a rough estimate of the next size belt you can get. That's what I did, and that's what I'm debating about doing to this white truck, because it all that stuff's making it run like crap. Because as far as I know, as long as you got cats on it, I don't think they can really say nothing. 'Cause I know in my county, you don't have to have a small test and all that emission stuff. Just thank goodness you don't. I think as long as you got cats on there, it'll pass the state inspection. In Georgia, they don't care. That'd be nice. Shoot, if I had my way, I'd take the cats and all that stuff off and just run true to old. That's what I did on this one. That's a 69 C10, but that don't matter. That's for they had all that stuff. Outside Atlanta, no inspections. Yeah, that's nice. I hate them state inspections. This little sticker over here, let me show you. This sticker right here is a pain. That sticker. That thing right there is a pain to get. Because you gotta have it, and if you don't have it, you get a ticket. And that truck, main reason why I bought this white Ford here, so I'd have something, halfway decent. It ain't nowhere near perfect, I promise that. But I wanted something halfway decent so I could get away from that truck and actually fix it right the way I need to. And I had a time trying to get that sticker for it. They had to do so much stuff to it, and they're getting picky because this truck needed floors and rockers real bad, and some inspection places are kind of picky about that. And I had to do a bunch of stuff to it just to get that sticker. And by the time I did all the work, because I do everything myself, it spent all that like $300 just to get it to pass for a $16 sticker. I wish they'd do away with it. Ain't nothing but a pain. It's just a way to make money, the way I look at it. Yeah, it does. It's terrible. Not much Chevelle, that's a 67, so you don't have to worry about all that. You got all that emission stuff on that. You got it on the 69. I'm exempt on them too. It's just this 89. And I think it's 78 Ford I got. Because it's got a sticker on the valve cover. It's 302 and it says non Cadillac. So hopefully, because that truck I don't think had factory converters on it, so hopefully I can just run just true duals on it and not have to worry with it. Makes it nicer. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it should be exempt. Yep, should exempt all old vehicles. I mean, the way I look at it, as long as all your lights work, you got good brakes, and it's not a safety hazard, it shouldn't be no problem driving it. I don't know why they got to have that sticker. I wish they'd do away with it. As long as you got the basics, as long as it can stop and you got lights where people can see you, that's all that matters. Greed, yep. I've been on here a good while. Who else is watching? Just you? I need to make a video during the daytime so it ain't so dark. I don't. That street light's not helping any. Yep, it's just you, I think. I like your truck, by the way. I want to find another toolbox like this. Oh, you're welcome. I want to find another toolbox, a diamond plate toolbox like this for my 78. I like that box. I got that off my buddy from work for 50 bucks. That's a hell of a deal, too. I need to get one for my 78. I need to get a spare, too. I don't have a new spare for that white truck or my 78. Which the nice thing about it, though, same size same size tire and same lug pattern, so you can swap them out. You can take wheels off a 96 all the way up to 96 and put them on 73 and it'll work. It should be the same bolt pattern as far as a half ton. Now, I don't know about 3/4 ton, but I know a half ton and they're all the same. Should be. Need to find 3 rims. Yep. Somebody painted over these wheels. They ruined them. You can't really see them because it's so dark. But they're the original Ford wheels on this 89. And they painted them black like that. And they broke off, the 3 screws that hold your center caps on. Well, anyway, I don't know how they did it. They broke off 2 on this one and 1 on the other one. It's 2 wheels where they broke off the screws on. Got 1 original and 3 old something. Got 1 original and 3 old Jeep rims on the 77. So you need 3 of them to make a set of 4, don't you? Or might just get some new ones. You always do what I did too. I just went up there to the salvage yard and it took 2 trucks to do it. But I went up there and pulled 2 off 194 and pulled 2 off a 92 to make my set of 4. They're the same rims, same style, the chrome ones and all. But had to get them off 2 different trucks to make a good set of 4. Because all the other ones, the other 2 that were on their one truck, 2 of them were good, the ones that I bought, and then the other 2 were all pitted up and corroded. And so I ended up pulling them off another truck to make a good set of 4. They're all the same wheels. That's what I wish I could find for this. If you want, you have to go back to my videos and watch. But I put chrome wheels on that 78. And them wheels are hard to find. I like to find a set for this. Because they got those and they got the red center caps on it. And it looks sharp. Unless you want new ones. Yeah, they're all 15s. These are 15s. Just about everything I got 15 except for the Chevelle. Can't really see it in front of my white truck here. That truck's 15s. The 69 C10's 15s. 78's 15s as well. 72 has 16s. Oh, does it? That's pretty cool. Lock rims. Okay, that's pretty cool. 3/4 ton. Oh, I see why. Yep. I see what you're saying now. Yep. Pretty cool. You know something? I was talking to one of my buddies the other day. Something that was pretty cool. It was a 1 ton Ford and it was 4-wheel drive, and I think it was I want to say maybe a 74 or something, 74, 75. Anyway, it was in the 70s, and I didn't realize that. Did they actually make a 1-ton Ford that was 4-wheel drive like it? Because that's pretty rare. If it is, I never heard of it. No, it wasn't a dually either. It was a regular pickup bed, just like this white one. I don't know. I don't know if they actually made that or not. I've seen plenty of dualies, but it was actually a 1-ton 4-wheel drive with a regular bed though. Yeah, it might have been a railroad truck. It's hard to tell. And my other buddy I was to earlier today, where I got my Chevelle from, can't really see it, but anyway, he told me he just picked up a '95 F-150, and it's got the 302 in it, and I think the 4L60E. And guess what he paid for that thing? It had 59,000 original miles on it because it was garage kit. And guess what he gave for that thing? Yeah, they had crew cabs too. Yep, they did have crew cabs. I like that. Find me a nice crew cab, especially if you got kids. It's easier to get in and out. But anyway, my buddy that bought that '95 had a 59,000 original miles, had a 302, I think a 4L60E, I think, and he only paid $2,900 for it, and it kept in the garage and everything. It was a '95. I couldn't believe that. I would have bought that thing. Yep, 59,000 miles. That was it. Said an older gentleman had it, and he bought it brand new and used it a little bit, and then he got a little bit older and stuff, and his health kind of declined, and he ended up just parking in the garage and keeping it there its whole life and quit driving it. And then they sold it at auction to a buddy, and he got it for $2,900 up there in I think he got it from Winchester. Oh, and I was going to forget something else too. And he told me they had a '69 C10 just like mine here. We didn't really see it. Had to kind of bear with me, but it was a '69 C10 up there sitting in the bushes near a hen house up there because all that stuff was on a farm. And they had the F-150 in the garage, and then they had the C10 up there just like mine here. And that it was nice. It had a 350 Vortec in it. Had a newer motor in it, and I mean it was solid. It was nice, way nicer than mine. Mine's rough. Body's just very rough on this truck. It's just old, just a beater truck, might as well say. Same way with that one. But anyway, they got that truck running. It's set for I don't know 5, 6 years, something like that. What he told me. And anyway, they got that thing running. 69 C10, and it was solid, really nice. And guess what that thing went for? It's all 74 in okay shape, 6K. And people want an arm and leg for them. I don't know what it is about these Fords. People want an arm and leg for them like crazy. The '80s and '90s. That '69 C10 went for that '69 C10 went for $695. That's it. I couldn't believe that. I tell you one thing, if I would have known now, I would have bought that truck in a heartbeat and took everything off this one I've had for a couple of years and fixed the other one up. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. $695. That's it, because it was in an auction. It was like a estate auction, is what it was. I think the gentleman ended up passing away. hell, I would have bought that and pulled everything off this truck and just sold the body on this truck and fixed that one because that truck was a whole lot better than this one, and it sat on a farm right next to a hen house. And then right across from it was a garage, and it had a that 95 in it. It was a blue 95 F-150 with 302 and the automatic, and they sold it for 2,900. And that's my buddy bought. Trying to read that one. It is crazy. It's all 74 in OK shape, 6K. Oh, that's the one I read already. Sorry about that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. I know these ain't the best videos, but I try to do my best. No problem. Yeah, the main reason I bought this truck too, the white one, other than to get away from a C10 for a little bit so I can fix it right, is it's just time to get me something a little bit better, something halfway decent. It's not so rough. I mean, this one's got dings and dents. It's hard to see it, but I want to eventually find something newer in this one. And I've always liked the Fords, like the 88 to, or let me say, I like all the Fords really, but the Chevrolets they have from 88 to 90, I think 7 or 8. I just don't care for that body style. To me, they look cheap. And I don't mean to, if anybody's out there got one, I don't mean to offend nobody or nothing. I mean, I like them as far as, the motor and being a Vortec or throttle body or any of that stuff. I like them running wise. I just don't really care for the way the cab looks. And I'd rather, if I had to choose between a 80s and 90s, between a F-150 and a Chevrolet, I'd take the F-150. So I just like the body style a lot better. I always like the 80s and 90s F-150s better than the Chevrolets. Now, the best Ford I like though is like from the 67 all the way up to like the 86 Fords. I like all the 60s, 70s, and 80s Fords. I like, well, 90s, all of them really. I like all of them. Yeah, they were made of plastic. I just don't like the way the doors are shaped because they shape funny around the vent glass. And or that's right, yeah, the 88 to 97 or 8, whatever year it is for they made them bigger. That's right, they don't have the vent glass. That's right, because the Fords are the only ones in the 90s that still had the vent glass, I think, other than Dodge. But I don't think that's right. Chevrolet didn't have no more. That's one reason why I like the F-150s and the newer ones, like in the 80s and 90s, because you still got glass, and you can open the sliding back glass too, and get real hot during the summer. All that extra air blow through. Yeah, they full of plastic. I like to have as far as the powertrain load and motor and transmission, all that. I like that end of it. I just don't really care for the body style. But that's just me, though. That's just my opinion. What is the next body style? Well, I know it's this one over here. Yeah. All right. See that body style Ford over there, the F-150. whatever body style up from that one, the next one up. That's the one I like. I'm not sure which one. I guess it's maybe, I know the F-250's 98 to, was it 04 or something? The F-250's, and I like that body style too. They didn't hold up well over time. Yeah, they didn't. And that's when GM had problems in the 80s and 90s on them Chevrolets with the clear peeling off. I mean, they'd only be 4 or 5 year old truck, and you look down the fenders and doors, especially the fenders, all the clear would be peeling off, and they had a lot of problems with that. Yeah, they didn't hold up well over time. I'd like to have an old Ford with the International diesel. That would be neat. I'd like to make this truck into a sleeper. Zoom back out. Apologize, kind of having technical difficulties. There, I think it's zoomed out now. Yeah, they're pretty cool. International diesel. One of them old Fords like that. Be cool. I'd like to find me like a 67 F100 with a 3-speed in it. I think someone has got 3 on the tree. That'd be fun to drive. And then find one with the 390. I'd like to find something like that. I always liked them body styles. My one of my buddies, they used to have the old water truck, and I think that was I'm gonna say a 67, 68, 69, somewhere there. It was I think it was like a 1 ton Ford, and they made it into a water truck. All water with it. And I always liked that truck. I remember growing up, they had a 390 in it, and I remember he had that thing rebuilt, and they put that motor in it. And that 390 pull that water truck all over the place. They go up in the mountains and everything else. All water to people and make money, and that's a heck of a truck. I like that old truck growing long time ago. We used to ride with them, and they'd haul water on it, and shoot, that thing pulled right on up the mountain like there's nothing to it. That old 390 had some power. Uh, Oh yeah, good old trucks. Yep. I like to find me a one of them old Ford dump trucks. That'd be something to have. You can make a little money. You can haul wood and gravel, whatever you want. Make a little extra money. I like them C60s too. I think it's got like a 20-foot dump bed and something like that on it. I guess they're all different sizes, but I think some of them big Fords are like that. I think it's like a F600 or something like that. I'd like to have one of them. Dad had a '65 Ford record for a while. Wish he would have kept it. Oh, I know. Stepdad had a Ford record like that too. It was in the '70s though. It had the '70s front end on it. I like that thing. It was red too. It had the box around on the bed there where it had the doors you could open up. You could store just about anything you want in it. And that's another truck rode in years and years ago when I was a little kid. Then that's a fun truck to ride in. I remember like that truck. He put a 390 in it too. And shoot, that thing pull anything you want. Them 390s good motors. He bought it from an old Golf. Hang on, buddy. I'm trying to read He bought it from an old golf station. It was blue. Shoot, that's cool. 65 Ford Wrecker. I like to have something like that. Fix it up. That'd be fun. Something to take to a car show. You don't really see too many wreckers at car shows. Then on the side, you can make a little bit of money hauling cars. Or like you were talking about earlier, get one of them international diesels and put one of them Ford wreckers. That'd be kind of cool. Y'all have golf gas stations? I'm sure that was a little bit before my time, but I'm sure we did. I know my buddy's got some golf station signs. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we got one down the road here actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, that used to be a golf station years and years ago, and they turned that into a BP now. Yep. Yeah, we got quite a few BPs. We don't have Sinclair anymore. Yeah, there is a old Sinclair station near me, probably about 20-30 minutes away. I think it's one in. They got it set up like as a '50s and '60s kind of thing. They got car shows up there. I think it's towards let's say Harrisonburg, or either that or Lacey Springs. It's somewhere towards that area. But they got set up like a '50s thing. They have them in Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah, I've heard about the ones in Texas. I remember hearing something. I watched a video on here a while back. They got them Cadillacs buried in Texas too. It's like 20, 30 Cadillacs where they got the nose of the Cadillac buried in the mud, and it looks kind of reminds me of Domino's because they got one every few feet. It's like 20, 30 of them buried in the mud. It's pretty cool. I remember that down there in Texas too. Have you seen them? That's pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I've only been to Virginia, well, because in Virginia, but been to North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, because I've been up there to Carlisle a couple times. But I've never really been nowhere else other than that. I'd like to go down there to Texas to see that one day. It'd be cool. I'd like to go to Alabama one day too, in Louisiana. I bet it's warm down there. I bet it's a lot of old cars and stuff. I don't know what it is, but every time, at least around here anyway, every time I see an old car or something for sale, seems like a lot of them are in Ohio for some reason. It must be dry out there or something, where they don't get all the salt on the roads like we do. It's a lot of stuff out there. Every time I see something, it just happens to be Ohio, either that or Texas or California. Like lot of old cars they sell. Yeah, no salt. That salt eats stuff up. That's why when I bought this white truck here, I looked it over really, really good because the frames on these trucks, especially around the rear leaf spring hangers and all that, they rot out so bad. But this one's a two-wheel drive, and a lot of times seems like the two-wheel drives are a little better shape than the four-wheel drives because a lot of people don't take them out in the mud and snow as much, which that makes sense to me because I'd rather take the four-wheel drive out in the bad weather than not the two-wheel drive. It seemed like a lot of two-wheel drives a little better, a little bit better shape. That old salt though, it eats stuff up. That's why this C10s eat all the pieces. All that salt all over them ears and stuff just eats stuff up. The frame's perfect on that truck though. Frame, the leaf springs, the front suspension, all that's like perfect. It's just the bed underneath. It's brought it all to pieces. Like the outside of it's not too bad, but it's where the braces go across the frame. Brought it all to pieces real bad. The bed on this truck, it's a shame because this bed on this 89 is perfect just about. No, but the bad part is it's dented all to pieces. I wish it wouldn't, especially this side. It's hard to see it, but it's all mashed in on that front gas tank there. I wish it wasn't mashed in like that. I'd like to push it out and straighten it back out a little bit. That's the worst dent on this whole truck. But other than that, I mean, this bed's almost perfect. Got a little bit right there starting. There it is. It's hard to see it there. Got a little bit there starting. I could probably pull it out if I had to. But this is just the old, basically old feeder truck for now. That's the worst dent on the whole thing. And then it's one up here. This whole side's messed up. You can see it. It goes in and it goes back out. It's wavy right there. Yeah, you can kind of see it now. And then the driver's side fender and the door is fine. But this side, you get on this side, this fender's all crinkled up. And somebody put a radiator support in this 89 too, in this bottom piece underneath the headlights. All that's been replaced. So I'm just wondering if sometime or another, I gotta remember to show a video on that smog stuff you were saying, but I'm just wondering if this 89's ever been wrecked because it's got a whole nother radiator support in it, and that piece underneath the grill there, or them headlights, is different too. And plus, this fender's all crinkled up. I'm just wondering if somebody done hit something one time and they tried to fix it. It don't drive bad though. I mean, it's alignment's pretty good. I mean, you can go 55, 70 mile an hour and it stays straight. Because I was checking the frame and all on it. None of the frame ain't ever been hurt or nothing. Don't look like it's ever been bent. So I'm just wondering if they must have run into something. And I mean, it didn't mess the frame or nothing up, but it was enough to mess the hood and all up. I don't know why, being an 89, why else you would want to replace the radiator support unless it rotted out. But even then, I wouldn't think they rot out. I mean, it's really not that old of a truck, honestly. It's got the old 8.8 rear end in it too. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get on this thing, get a good warm day, and I'm gonna do that. You don't try and pull some of these dents out. At least make it look decent. It might have been wrecked because you got good gaps on this side. And why else? The only thing I wonder too is this truck was not white originally either. It was blue. And I don't know why else you would want to paint this truck white. So I think it was wrecked. Of course, let's see. If you look right between the bed and the cab, look how much of a gap it is there. If you get on the other side, of course, they could have had the bed off and not line it up right, but I don't know. It does look a little wider on this side. Like they would, and the frame would have bent, like in the middle of the truck there. But the frame, I mean, I looked all over the frame, but the frame don't look bent. They might have just had just a little fender bender is probably what they had. I hope not. I mean, it drives straight and all. I definitely wouldn't have bought it if it would have been wrecked. But I don't know why they would have painted it though, because it used to be blue. There you go. You can kind of see they didn't do a very good job of painting it. Because they didn't even paint the door jambs. You can't really see it. They didn't even really paint the door jambs on it. Plus, it's got blue interior. Debate about taking this bed liner off here. It's, all that water's sitting down in there. I don't want to rock the bed out. I'd rather pull that bed liner out and just get a mat and put it in instead. But I mean, for what I get for it, I think it was worth it. Though. It does run, it does drive. Got a good Virginia sticker on it. I just wish they wouldn't have painted them wheels black like that. They were like a silver gray kind of color originally. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get on off here. I think start to die a little bit. Now, I want to thank everybody who's been watching, and there will be more videos to come. There will be more videos on the Turbo 350. We'll get that finished up and get that over in the C10. Yep, you have a good one too, buddy. Appreciate you watching. I want to thank all the subscribers and everybody out there and leaving comments and all that. Appreciate all the feedback. It means a lot. Gives me something to look forward to. Do something kind of positive. Anyway, everybody, hope everybody has a good night. Y'all take care and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And there'll be more videos on the Turbo 350 and be more on the Chevelle and more on the 78 F-150 and of course this 89 too, soon to come. Y'all, everybody, y'all take care out there. You take it easy too. And I'll be watching videos about your pickup, buddy. I've been wanting to catch some videos up on that I need to watch. All right, take care.